No. No, I'm not taking care of 4 or 5 idiots. You know what I mean? I've played games like that. It always horrible. You go over there. You go over there. You go over there. They're dead. Okay, let's start that back over. You go over there. You go over there. You stay with me. Okay, he died. Okay, let's start that back over. You go over there. I didn't tell you to go yet. Fuck, don't die. And you're just constantly battling your stupid AI with, you know, dumb decisions that they make on their own because they have a mind of their own. No, you don't have a mind at all. You're artificial completely. See, it's not the GPUs that people need to be worried about anymore. It's the CPUs now. You can get a GPU easy. You can't get a brand new CPU easy. You need a new CPU. You're looking at a new motherboard, and because a new motherboard, probably new memory. At least for me, like upgrading a GPU, I could just buy a GPU. I could buy a 4090 right now, throw it in my PC. Can't handle it, but I could throw it in there. But I can't buy a brand new CPU and just toss it in there and it just work. So it's so much more accessible to just buy a new GPU. That's why when like people, you know, talk about, oh, what GPU you got? What GPU? No, I want to know what CPU. Because GPUs are you can buy them at any time you want and they'll always work. Doesn't matter anything you have, no matter what system you have, as long as it has PCI Express 16, it'll work. Old or new, it'll work. But CPU, you gotta have the right motherboard. You gotta have the right brand. You gotta have the right, you know, power output. You gotta have the right, yeah. It's just, there's much more at play. I don't care what GPUs everyone has. I want to know all the CPUs everybody has. I want to see the 5770 kit. I want to see the 7000 series, the 8000 series CPUs. Everybody's got brand new stuff, man. Which is nice, but it doesn't provide us with enough data to know whether or not the game runs good on a low-end PC or not. Because most people have really good stuff now.
Finally been discovered, and a reviewer that is currently playing the game right now just said something very surprising about the game.
Yeah, you got 14.9. That's the next upgrade. I got a buddy right now. I'm waiting to see if he wants to go through with it. But I just built him a PC. You see, so and I tried to go, like balls to the wall. At least what I think is good, should be a good enough system for him. The i7-147, the Asus Tough Gaming Z790, Corsair 32 gigs, dual Samsung 990 Pros for RAID 0 performance, an Asus Strix 4070, so you have at least 12 gigs because you want to get away from 8 gig video cards now. So unfortunately my video card's already peaking in some games I'm playing, which is crazy. And then a power supply. So it's fairly easy, but $2,600 for all that. Like I don't need the drives. I mean, obviously I don't need most of this stuff, but yeah, I told him, I was like, dude, just under $3,000 to get you a system that'll run for fucking 10, 15 years and it'll bang. We just gotta figure out a PC case, mouse, keyboard. He's already got a nice TV. Yeah, i7-147 with a Z790 Pro, Tough Gaming board, and a Strix GPU because Asus Strix GPU tend to have some of the higher quality benchmarks. They're actually very good GPUs. 32 DDR5, max speed is like 7800, but I keep it at 5800. 4090 is humongous. But I've always gotten away with my systems have always been able to run games really well. I mean, I'm pretty good at figuring out what to do to get a game to run better without diminishing its look, you know, as far as my standards go.
And how buggy is the game? And can you take out
And I play games like CarX. I played the original Stalker game, so if I can play Stalker 2 in Stalker 1 graphics, I'm fine with that. So that's what I mean. Like lowest textures, lowest shadows, like everything set to the lowest. If it looks like Stalker 1, I'm fine with that. I don't really need better graphics. I just want more game. Yeah. I need to get something to drink. Alright, after this video, I'll take a break.
Before the post was removed, guess what? We got the details. Check it out. The Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl review embargo. This is according to a recent report from the senior editor at Inside Gaming. Grant Taylor Hill is now a deleted post on his ex Twitter account. Looks like the reviews for Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl will be published on November 20th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, just 2 hours before the game.
Ooh, 7 hours from now.
And of course,
6.5.
people are really working. So it's like a mixed bag right now. Let me know if you even care or if you're going to try out the game for yourself. But
Well, I'm gonna try it regardless if my PC can handle it or not.
Interesting words to say, because they are currently reviewing the game right now. And they said this right here. This one actually comes from, let me highlight over this. Again, the senior editor at Inside Gaming. He says, it sucks that Stalker 2 is being released too late to be considered for Game of the Year at the Game Awards because it would probably win. Whoa, that is actually a very excellent indicator
Over Elden Ring.
how they're feeling about the game
Elden Ring
behind the scenes right now.
ran okay on my put it this here. I'll put it to you this way. The reason this, even if this did release, just the performance alone would not deem it possible for Game of the Year. Elden Ring runs on my system pretty well. I don't know if this is going to run pretty well on my system. Yeah, and that's also true because it's completely what is it? Because they just added DLC or something to that too. Like I don't care about the Game Awards stuff because it's all that stuff's a lie. I mean, I talk to a lot of gamers every day. I've been talking to a lot of gamers for years, and usually the awards don't go to, it's just like music. It's just like TV and movies. It's just a game. It's all a game.
Very interesting. Now, also mentioning, the review dropping and, the release date of the game.
People getting robbed.
If you missed it.
Best album of the year goes to somebody nobody knows.
It's going to be on November 20th.
Okay.
You could pause the screen right here to determine when the game is actually going to be releasing.
Watch the awards for right. I want to see the trailer.
Right, so we
100%.
talk about something that did happen yesterday, kind of overnight, and this is extremely good news, and I think it's going to excite a lot of you guys. Check it out. It says, they said, we are the only true loyal community. They said Stalker isn't needed in the West. They also said HOC will fail without our purchases. Look what we have all managed without them. Despite all their attempts to disturb, I'm proud of our community. And look at that. Stalker 2 is sitting at the top selling game right now on Steam, well ahead of many other games. It was sitting at number 2 yesterday, but that is extremely impressive.
Yeah, it's the only game releasing. No shit.
Impressive as it hits that top spot. We'll see how.
No, I'm not gonna pre-order Monster Hunter Wilds 4-5 months before it releases. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna pick up Stalker 2 2 days before it releases. 100%. Just in case. If it releases now, if it gets delayed, cool, I got time. Like those metrics, I hate that stuff. Oh, it's #1 selling game right now. It's the only fucking one to buy. There's nothing else to buy. What are you talking about? #1 selling. It's the only one available. Towers of Agasba is not going to get a bunch of sales. It's a open world survival sandbox game. That's not that popular. It's not a shooter. Look, it's the best-selling game right now. Wait, somebody's going out and buying Go Mecha Ball? 1.8 million people are going to buy Go Mecha Ball right now? No. So dumb.
Have routines again and patrol the zone to find artifacts or fight enemies and mutants, or is the game world quite static like in Far Cry. And here's the response. The AI is like in the first part, stalkers run through the zone and also fight other monsters and do their thing. Yesterday in a mission on the way to a research facility, an invisible monster attacked me. I thought the rest of the way to the station would just run away. I couldn't shake the beast off. When we arrived at the station with the monster in tow, the patrols and the monster fought each other, and I watched it from afar.
I would love the idea of, like, monsters remembering you. Yeah, Call of Duty got 4 nominations, and it came out like a week ago. Palworld had no categories after all the record break. Yeah, it's rough. Because everything... It's such a volatile market. There's so many great games out, and I'll admit it, I'm not playing Palworld right now, but it's really good. But there's, you know, we've come to the point now where everyone is so capable now that regardless of the game you bring out, it cannot outlast how long gamers are going to be playing it for. It's either you're going to get bored of playing it, or you're going to beat it and have nothing to do, and then, you know, you just move on to the next thing, because as streamers, as gamers, as, you know, people love, you know, gaming as a hobby, whatever, you spend their time and money with it, you just move on. So they're great games. Palworld, and I like Palworld, and Lego Fortnite. Helldivers 2 is still good. Back 4 Blood, I still want to play that. All these games are really good and have, you know, hundreds of more hours for me to play them, but it's also hard to get into them when, you know, everyone moves away from them every 2 weeks. You got another game coming out. You got another big popular game, another popular game, another popular game. Every 2 weeks you're moving to the next game. By the time you actually beat and play all the games, it, you know, like, yeah, I can't go back to that. It's 2 years old now. No one's playing it. Everyone quit. Why'd everyone quit? Because 18 great games came out within the year. It's hard to play them all, be dedicated to them all, keep a player base for them all, get content constantly coming out for them all. Like, it's just not possible. So S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, it's going to be popular for a while. But just like some recent games that have come out, it's gonna die quick, because people are going to know how to play it. People are going to be good at it. You know, they'll get through the story, they'll push the story, speed runs, they'll work together, and then, you know, maybe a month from now, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 will be the next, you know, will be just dropped. Look at Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong said, what, there's 80 bosses in that game? I don't know how long it was, but 2 weeks after Black Myth Wukong came out, it dropped on Twitch to like 2,000 people watching. It one of the biggest games of the century to come out, controversial and everything. Within 2 weeks, Black Myth Wukong was basically non-existent on Twitch. No one was playing it, no one was streaming it, no one was watching it. So it's stuff like that. Very beautiful, very good games come out, and within just a few weeks, they will be completely off of the internet. No one's playing them. No one's talking about Black Myth Wukong. I haven't heard anyone talk about Black Myth Wukong since it's come out. Nobody. I have a bunch of friends who play it. None of them talk about it. Dude, I fought this. Nothing. Weapon. Nothing. So it's like, it's a tough road. It's a tough road in gaming right now. A really tough road. Because the greatest games to ever release die within weeks. And not die because they're bad or anything. It's just there's so much gaming going on now. It's hard to just stick to one thing for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Because I got 50 games coming out in the next 2-3 years that are all really good. So, yeah.
But in the small villages and outposts, it feels a bit
all right, I'm done.
Chatting with people and
there's like 100, killed maybe 70 bosses. So, you know, and I look at games like No Rest for the Wicked. So you know, and this is kind of where my brain goes for content. So this is an early access game, okay? There's only what you could essentially say one boss in the game. So there's 1, 2, I think there's 4 or 5 bosses, and then there's a crucible boss in this game. So this is essentially only part 1 of, I think, what's going to be somewhere around 5 sections of the game. I have 614 hours in this game. Like, it's an early access game with barely any content. Put 600 hours into this game. But no, I don't know anyone playing it. It's not popular. No one talks about it. 600 hours I've already dumped into this game, and I still want to play it, even not like right now. It's so good. Nobody talks about it. Nobody plays it. Like, it amazes me. There's so many great games out there that even good games get completely passed up. This is an amazing, beautiful game. I got 600 hours into it. 4 friends have it on their wish list, but no one's playing it. No one's playing it. None of my friends. Not a single person. Like, it's a fucking beautiful game. Why is it not getting hits? Makes no sense to me. This is a damn good game, and nobody knows about it.
Curious to see how the press views this thing. I think casual newcomers might have difficulty with the game.
So yeah, I have a tough time spending $60 on a game knowing that it's going to die within a week or two. So I would love to play Black Myth Wukong. But, is it going to help the channel, which is usually priority number 1, and 2, am I going to be able to play it for a long time? So $60 for a couple of weeks. I'd rather spend $20 on Car Street and play that for a few months. So my value to game, my game value is completely changed now. So low end PC plus low budget equals I can only buy games that are going to last a very long time, which I hope S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 will.
Now, mentioning A-Life, there was
I believe it will.
this.
I mean, with mods and multiplayer coming, it'll be pretty badass.
And a lot of people were apprehensive about this, wondering, hey, has the A-Life system been downgraded? Was it entirely
Might pick it up. Which might pick it up are you talking about? I think you might like Black Myth if you like the combat. I'm pretty darn sure I like Black Myth. I would like it. I'm on that fence now. I don't know if it'll run. $60 for a question mark game, that's rough. S.T.A.L.K.E.R, though, I played the originals. I love them. I got over 100 hours in the originals. This is said to have something like 40 to 80 hours of story, which is going to be 80 to 160 hours for me, because what most people play on is usually double what I play on. So if this is going to be over 100 hours, I should probably be able to put 200, 300, 400 hours into this. And that sounds pretty badass for $60.
I guess you would say, for lack of a better term, recalibrate itself. But in doing so,
and then multiplayer, I could play with other people when it comes out. That'll be sick.
And yes, the fidelity mode runs way better after the update. I think the frame times are now
I'm pumped to play this.
3 ms. It's not so jerky. Performance mode runs also better, for my opinion. My gameplay was short indoor and outdoor by night. Today, I come not to play the game, have fun to release S.T.A.L.K.E.R. And again, this is translated. I'm sure he's saying that.
No rest for the wicked. Yeah, I'll let you know when multiplayer is coming out, because there's a big update coming soon, and it might be multiplayer. We're on the last update for No Rest for the Wicked. July 25th. We've been waiting a long, and they said they're cooking up some shit. We're getting new areas, we're getting new weapons, new bosses, like, some shit is coming. And maybe even more shit. So I'm really, really hoping. Because we got this, and then they did a little patch, and this was our latest little patch that we got. So not much, and it's been since July, like July 25th, October 31st, we're still hotfix patching the Crucible, which is months ago, half a year ago. So They said they're gonna start doing way bigger updates, and the next one that they got, I mean, we might be getting fist weapons, we might be getting multiplayer, more Crucible, a ton of balance tweaks, changes, fixes, additions, graphics, performance. Fucking, this team's going hard. So I would say, if not the next update, the one following that, maybe into the next year, this game's gonna really start hitting hard. Because it's already a lot of fun. But once multiplayer comes in, it's going to be so fucking fun. Rolling around with friends, just beating the shit out. It's a hard game in the beginning, but it gets really fun in the end. So it starts out as a Dark Souls, Souls-like difficult game, but then ends up becoming just a ton of fun. Which is weird, because it's like, you start the game and you're like, this is fucking hard. And you get beat up and you die and you die and you die and you die and you die. And then you get stronger and stronger and eventually you're kicking ass and then bosses can't touch you, enemies can't touch you, and you're just flying through the map, getting gear and leveling up. And they did really well with it, and it's early access. I mean, it's $40, I think. So it is a little bit higher on the price for most early access games. I think it's 40 right now, right? Yeah. So it's a little up there, but I'm telling you now, like, it's such a fucking good game. I love it. I love it. The like I said, the hours speak for themselves. I can't put 614 hours into a game I don't like. 272 into this, 45 into this, and I played this game twice. 78 hours into that. That doesn't matter. But 400 hours in Helldivers 2. Like, it's a great game. These are great games. Hades, 178. No problem. Dust, I put fucking 40 hours in. I had to play this twice. That was another really good game. Yeah, Carrick Street, 530 hours. I put hours in my games. Look, 254 hours into this. 355 hours into this. 98 hours into this. 344 hours into this. I love my games. Like, yeah. It's I only invest in games I can play for a long time.
Just going to continue onward. Also, we have flashlight shadows. Are they available in fidelity mode? And the response is, I just tried it again, and unfortunately, no flashlight shadows are in fidelity mode. I'm really hoping that this is one thing they do update post-launch, is the flashlight shadow.
Yeah, I'm thinking if No Rest for the Wicked does a sale, next time it does a sale would be a good time to pick it up. Like, if it goes on sale for like $30 or $25, that'll be a good sale.
No big issues. Performance can be better.
Like a 30-40% off for No Rest.
Did you enjoy it?
Maybe when multiplayer comes out, they could do something like that.
So far, sounds like for the people that are playing the game early right now, they're actually really enjoying their time in the game. But here's a big question: how is the atmosphere?
Most people don't put in the yeah, and that's usually because of the availability of funds. And I have nothing against this. Me and Ash, I know you remember and Ash. Me and her talked about that one time because she always how did she say it? I had mentioned that, like, the way I play games and I put in the time, I try to beat them and things like that. And I said that's because I don't have like the funds available to just move on to the next game, knowing that, well, I can take time off of this one by playing this one and buying this one and whatever and just waiting. So when I play a game or when I buy a game, I look at it as like, this is something I got to stick with. So as much as I would like to go jump into another games, I don't have the funds to do that. So I explained to her, which she did understand, which was nice, that, like, there's one side of, you're able to just go buy another game. And then there's another side where you want the game to just stay alive and to get as much testing and information out there for the devs. So you want to keep playing something that's bad. You want to keep playing something you don't like, that you're hoping gets noticed, because you can't notice something that no one talks about, no one streams about, no one makes videos about. And, the devs can't fix what no one's playing. Oh, no one's playing our game. Well, I guess we'll stop fixing it. You know, or there's a problem in the game, so everybody quits, but they never tell you what the problem is. You know, they don't write the review or something. So, yeah, I just come from a different point of view when it comes to that. And that's always what I'm trying to just convey to people. It's like, I'm not, yeah, I love playing games, but I don't like just playing games. I try to look at them a little bit deeper. I like to try to encompass everything into it, you know? Like, developers spent years working on this game. I would like to dedicate at least 2 months, right? Like, they spent 5 years, I'll put 2 months into it, right? It only seems right. Like, I mean, I pay for it, so I have the choice, but I still want to put the time in, because the time, to me, is really most important. Somebody who beats a game, or somebody who, you know, gets all the achievements and shoots all the guns, or, you know, like a Monster Hunter game, I use the longsword, the insect glaive. So somebody who's low skill but uses all the weapons in Monster Hunter has more feedback value than somebody who's really, really good with just one weapon in Monster Hunter. So they might be able to tell you everything that's great about Monster Hunter within their weapon, but they would never be able to tell you any other information outside of that. So their skill's up there, and they're able to do it with a certain item, but there's 90% of the game that they don't touch at all, and thus could never talk about. So for me, it's a bigger value to see someone play games or do things within a game that they don't like and dislike, get good at them, and understand why they, you know, don't like them, or come to an understanding where they do eventually like something. Like me and Dauntless. Like, I played Dauntless for 3 years. I was on Chain Blades for like the first year, and then I started using other weapons, and I got better with Chain Blades. I got better with the hammer, got better with the spear. It was like, it wasn't until I started using other things I started getting better in the things that I liked. So yeah, I'm always looking for people that are trying to put more into it, you know.
I'm just at the beginning and I've tried a lot.
You could play a game, but then there's gaming a game, and I try to game the game.
Have some sort of major impact on the game. Remember, there are going to be those 4 different endings as well. And we have, how many times have you died so far? Far too often. This is not going to be an easy game, despite the fact that Console and Guru has revealed to us.
Talk to her every damn day. She sticks to a game for a long time. Me and her still play Power most of her time. Is with World of Warcraft. Nice. That's good. I like people who dedicate, because that's how you keep a game alive.
Silly question, dude, but is there a way to holster or put away your weapon somehow, or do you always have to have it equipped? And the response:
when people want to talk about, oh, this game's dead, are you still playing it? Well, I'm not playing it because no one else is playing it. Well, it's dead because you're not playing it. It's not dead because other people aren't. Who cares what other people are doing? A game only dies if you stop playing it. So if someone out there is like, oh, this game's dead, or, you know, these games die, it's simply because that person, you know, like, I know Pal World isn't dead. I'm not playing it, but I would never say it's dead. But a lot of stuff as far as like streaming and Twitch goes can get to that point. Like No Rest for the Wicked, I bet if you look up No Rest for the Wicked right now on Twitch, there's nobody streaming it. And it's a game in early access. It's new. It's fairly new. I mean, this year, 2 people watching it right now. 1 person streaming it. Yeah, it's just really weird. I mean, the game just came out, you know, a few months ago, and just nobody streams it. I put 600 hours into it, but I can only put so much time into it before I truly I gotta get away. So that's where I understand how a game can die. I would love to keep playing it, but I don't have the means to. Gotta keep the channel growing.
We gotta talk about the guns. Check it out. All 31 guns confirmed.
Oh, all 31 confirmed. Let's go. Alright, so we do got the Vinterez. Called it right. Oh, we got okay. We got them both. Period. I figure we get them both, but yeah, that's my shit right there. SVD, that'll be nice. We got some SMGs, MP5, the Mac 10. Let's go. I think I'm gonna be whipping that Mac 10 around the Chris Vector. That's gonna be the shit. 25 round gun right there, though. Be eating through ammo and just reloading every 3 seconds. Only 3 pistols. Got HK 416, nice.